This is ASO Television News. Many thanks for joining us. I am Haris Sidi Suraju. The headlines. President Bola Tinubu directs State Minister for Defense to relocate to Kebbi State following abduction of 24 schoolgirls. The Niger State government condemns kidnapping of pupils in Agwara. FCT administration to commence enforcement of ground rent payment next week. And INEC gets set for FCT area councils elections. And now the news in detail. President Bola Tinubu has directed the Minister of State for Defense, Bello Matawalle, to relocate to Kebbi over the abduction of 24 schoolgirls in the state. A statement by the Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, said President Tinubu asked Matawalle to remain in Kebbi State to monitor security efforts to secure the release of the abducted students. Gunmen abducted the students of Government Girls Comprehensive Secondary School in Maga Town, Kebbi State, around 4 a.m. on Monday. However, one of the students escaped shortly after the abduction, leaving 24 girls still in captivity. President Tinubu had postponed his scheduled trip to Johannesburg, South Africa, and Rwanda, Angola, as he awaited further security briefings on the kidnapped Kebbi schoolgirls and the attack on Christ Apostolic Church worshippers in Eruku, Kwara State. And now, still on security matters, the Niger State government has condemned the kidnapping of pupils from St. Mary's School in the Papiri area of Agwara local government area, describing the incident as deeply disturbing. Officials say the exact number of abducted pupils is still being verified. The government said the attack occurred despite earlier intelligence warning of heightened threats in part of Niger North Central District. It noted that in response to those alerts, it had ordered the closure of all boarding schools and the suspension of construction activities in the affected zone. According to the statement, St. Mary's School ignored the directive and reopened without clearance from the government, exposing pupils and staff to what it described as avoidable risk. Security agencies have begun investigation and search and rescue operations to secure the children's safe return, with the state government maintaining close communication with relevant security formations. The government urged school proprietors and community leaders to adhere strictly to security advisories and appealed to the public to remain calm and support security agencies with useful information. Now, President Bola Tinubu has restated his commitment to the development of children in the country. The President spoke through his representative, the Senior Special Assistant to the National Assembly, House of Representatives liaison, Dr. Ibrahim Olarinwaju, at the launching and public presentation of a new book titled The Power of a Teenager, 50 Ways to Inspire Change, written by Chairman House Committee on Public Accounts and founder of the Children of Africa Leadership and Values Development Initiative, CALDEV, Mr. Bamidele Salam, on Thursday in Abuja. He commended his author for his dedication to youth development and urged all attendees to make a personal commitment to shaping the minds of young Nigerians, stressing that while the lawmaker funded the initiative personally, the greater task lies in monitoring and guiding the nation's youth. Vice President Kashim Shettima also attended the event through a representative, the Senior Special Assistant Dr. Kingsley Zuma, describing the launch as a clear demonstration of the potential of Nigerian children. Chief of Staff to the President, Mr. Femi Gbajabiamila, also lauded the lawmaker's efforts, commending his consistency in producing the book annually, calling it a testament to leadership and commitment.
It is obvious that Nigerian children can no longer be taken for granted. We all listen to that young girl, and we heard her saying, "No, tomorrow is not for us, it is today." So, a great signal to everybody: you either take it or you leave it. They are here. They are here to take up the leadership, and we must all be prepared to hand over to them.
Let me use this opportunity to commend Honorable Bamidele Salam for practicalizing that saying that these children are the future of this country. Leadership is for some people it's inborn, for some people it's thrust on them. Whether it's inborn or it's thrust upon you, there has to be somebody, a catalyst, to teach you that you can grow in it. And that's what he's doing from these books. And I really hope that the children will read it and they will imbibe whatever the knowledge they can get from it.
The author, Mr. Salam, shared the story of how CalDEV was founded in 2015 to fill a gap in Nigeria's educational system.
With the understanding that if we are able to raise children with right values, right leadership capabilities, they will eventually turn out as change makers in the society. And since 2015 till now, it has been various successes over the other. The National Children Leadership Conference itself, as the flagship of our program, began in 2021, and it has kept on growing, and we have seen the impact of previous programs because children who come to attend this conference never remain the same.
Minority Leader of the House, Mr. Kingsley Chinda, and other attendees of the launch reckoned with the author's dedication to youth development. Now, Christians and Muslims have been advised to live in peace with one another. The senator representing Kaduna Central in the 9th Senate, Shehu Sani, gave the advice during a summit comprised of both Christian and Muslim clergymen in Abuja. We'll bring you the report in subsequent bulletins. Now we move on. The Ad Hoc Committee of the House of Representatives on Implementation and Oversight of the Naira for Crude Oil Policy has given invited agencies till 27th November 2025 to provide all requested documents or face parliamentary sanctions. Chairman of the committee, Mr. Boniface Emeringwa, announced the ultimatum after agencies invited for the investigation failed to show up on Thursday and refused to submit relevant documents requested by the committee. He expressed disappointment that despite ample notice, the majority of stakeholders failed to recognize the role of the legislative arm in working with the executive for the effective implementation of the policy by their failure to submit their required documents within the stipulated time frame.
We believe that the ACOM or the decision of this committee will go a long way to help all the stakeholders that are involved in this Naira for Crude policy. We're also aware that a lot of people have invested massively, but the resources are not there. The raw materials are not there. So that's why we want to look at the various stakeholders, their complaints, their challenges. We are giving you ample opportunity at this more than 1 week so that within which time members would have looked at those documents and know what to respond and questions to ask. And you will also ask the members questions that are relevant to your cause.
The committee's chairman adjourned the investigative hearing scheduled for Thursday, 20th November 2025, due to what he described as gross negligence and lack of seriousness displayed by relevant stakeholders. Now moving to the nation's capital, where the FCT Minister, Barrister Wilson Wiki, has announced that enforcement of ground rent payment in Abuja will begin next week. Speaking with journalists on Thursday, the FCT Minister expressed frustration over what he described as a persistent culture of disobedience to simple regulations in the capital city. He said the administration had given defaulters ample time to comply, but many still refused to meet their obligations. The minister said land revocations carried out under his administration were strictly based on non-compliance with governance requirements, particularly failure to pay ground rent or develop allocated plots. He further criticized residents who expect government services without contributing to revenue generation. Now, the Abuja Electricity Distribution Company, AEDC, through the facilitation and leadership of the chairman of Abaji Area Council, Haji Abubakar Umar Abdullahi, commenced the replacement of critical electrical components vandalized along the Piri Kwali Area Council to Abaji transmission line. The ongoing restoration work covers the replacement of cross arms, poles, spindles, line straps, and conductor wires, components vital for the full restoration of electricity supply to Abaji and the affected parts of Kwali Area Council. The exercise was closely supervised by the Chief of Staff to the Chairman, Comrade Muhammad Amin Kandi, the Supervisory Councillor for Works, Bashir Musa, the Senior Special Assistant on Security, Comrade Mukhtar Gambu, among other key officials. According to the supervisory team, the reconnection process is progressing smoothly and steadily in line with technical expectations. Residents of Abaji have expressed their deep appreciation to the chairman, Haji Abubakar Umar Abdullahi, for his continued selfless service to the people of Abaji Area Council and for his collaborative efforts with Kwali Area Council in ensuring the swift restoration of power supply. Now, the All Progressive Congress and State Secretaries Forum has commended the National Chairman, Professor Nentawe Yilwadda Goshewe, and National Working Committee of the party for organizing a training program on e-registration for the State Secretaries. APC State Secretaries Forum Chairman Yerusu Bege Dagus made the commendation in his remark during a press conference held in Abuja on Friday as part of efforts in enhancing digital capabilities and streamlining the party's operational system. Oluwapelumi Adeyemi reports.
The chairman reiterated the forum's commitment to active participation in all initiatives in fostering collaboration, enhancing communication, and ensuring stability of all parties at all levels.
During the session, the forum had the privilege of electing new officials to pilot the affairs of the forum. Those elected are Yairus Beba Dagusa MNI, Nasarawa State Secretary as chairman, presently speaking to you, and Garba Arogundade, Ekiti State Secretary as secretary. Other officials include Onoja E. Joshua, Kogi State Secretary as ex-official, Alhaji Usman Chidawa, FCT Secretary member, Fidelis Francis, Taraba State Secretary member, Eric S. Wibani, Rivers State Secretary member, Ibrahim Zakai Serena, Kano State Secretary member, Pat Chikeze, Imo State Secretary member. It is with a sense of responsibility and confidence that their leadership will guide the forum in achieving the desired party objectives.
Mr. Dagusa also expressed condolences to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, families that lost their loved ones, government, and affected states in the recent terror attacks in parts of the country.
The forum expresses with a heavy heart our condolences to the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, and the families who lost their loved ones, the government and people of the affected states in the recent terror attacks in parts of the country, particularly the abduction of schoolgirls in Kebbi State. The Nigerian military has continued to do their best in the defense of our territorial integrity, the lives and properties of all Nigerians, even at the expense of paying the supreme price. In spite of their efforts, we still experience intermittent attacks on innocent Nigerians. This is not healthy for national development. We therefore stand with the sustained efforts of Mr. President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, at decimating insurgency, terrorism, banditry, kidnapping, and other forms of insecurity in the country.
Chairman of the APC State Secretaries Forum, Mr. Yaros Dagusa, during the session expressed gratitude to the National Chairman of All Progressive Congress, Professor Nentawe Yilwadda, and the National Working Committee for their tireless efforts in steering the party towards excellence and inclusivity. The forum had the privilege in electing new officials to pilot the affairs of the forum. Belumi Adeyemi, ASO Television News.
You are watching ASO Television News. You can watch us live on DSTV channel 392, also on StarTimes TV channel 127 and Free TV channel 507. We are also on UHF banner of the 38. Still to come, INEC gets set for FCT Area Council election. Stay with us for details of this and more stories.
Good evening and welcome to the greatest show on earth. This is a people's game. They will be bubbling about this one for weeks and months to come. Let's go!
Stay connected. Stay with us, starting from Yanga and Jolly.
Now, thanks for staying with us. And the news continues. The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has officially kicked off the strategic preparation for the FCT Area Council election slated for February 2026. The move signals a concerted effort to significantly boost voter education inclusivity and overall participation in the upcoming local polls. Strategic Meeting on Implementation, INEC, convened a crucial implementation meeting in Abuja on Wednesday, bringing together vital stakeholders. Participants included key personnel from the Voter Education and Publicity Department, VEP, and the Gender and Inclusivity Department, GNI, along with electoral officers, representatives from civil society organizations, and the National Orientation Agency. Mrs. Abimbola Olagundoye, the Administrative Secretary, represented the FCT Resident Electoral Commissioner, Malam Aminu Idris. She declared the gathering as the official start of INEC's sensitization activities. Now, religious leaders have been cautioned against the use of hate and inflammatory speeches in the course of delivering their sermons to their fellows, as this is one of the ways to build trust and down religious suspicion and tensions. This and more constituted the central themes of discussion at the conference hall of Abuja National Mosque, where the Faith and Freedom Africa is organizing a two-day conference that is focused on promoting religious freedom and peaceful coexistence in Nigeria. Daniel Obi reports.
The events themed Islam and the image of religious freedom in Nigeria, building a just and peaceful Nigeria, brought together Muslim leaders, traditional rulers, and scholars to discuss the role of Islam in fostering a harmonious society. Mr. Felix Joseph Samari, the country representative of the FFA Nigeria, stated that the conference aims at exploring ways to promote mutual understanding, tolerance, and respect among different faiths, emphasizing Nigeria's constitutionally guaranteed freedom of religion.
For us in Faith and Freedom Africa, we're talking about freedom of religion or belief. And freedom of religion or belief does not protect any religion. It protects human beings because it is a human right. It is about everyone having the right to practice his religion either alone or in group. And like you heard from Prof this morning, this is guaranteed by Section 38 of the Nigerian Constitution, and it is also supported by other international declarations and covenants that Nigeria is a signatory to.
Guest speaker, Professor Ahmed Bello Dogarawa, who delivered a lecture titled How Religious Freedom Strengthens Islamic Mission and Peace Building, called for understanding and peaceful coexistence among the faithfuls.
People who make inflammatory statements in their sermons are really not following the teachings of the religion. And they should know that they have a moral obligation to guide their congregations. People look up to them.
Other eminent personalities gave their estimations of the events.
In the absence of peace, no one will go to the mosque and no one will go to the church. I can cite an example of corona pandemic when we witnessed all the mosques, the churches are under lock and chain.
Banditry is banditry. You can't say Islamic banditry. Terrorism is bad. Everybody knows. Muslims know it. Christians know it. The Jews know it. You can't say Islamic terrorism. This is an oxymoron. And it's a negative oxymoron, which I want to, together we can work together for national good. So let us try to decipher, delineate, be discernible on how we make this presentation, and the objective is the nation.
Panel discussions on the topic, perceptions of Muslim communities and realities of religious coexistence, concluded the section. The discussion centered on addressing the Nigerian challenges of religious freedom, promoting interfaith dialogue, and building a more inclusive society. Daniel Obi, ASO Television News.
Now, the Excellent Kiddies Montessori Academy, Buhari Area Council of the FCT has held its 2025 Exhibition Day. The event, which was held at the school premises on Friday, had at its theme, Innovation for a Better Future, Learning Beyond the Classroom. Our correspondent completes the report.
The exhibition, which featured entrepreneurship clubs like barbing, photography, tailoring, shoemaking, coding, and catering, amongst several others, was an avenue for the students to showcase the skills they have acquired from the various clubs. In her remark during the event, the proprietress of the school, Mrs. Christy Imudia, said the school does not only train the pupils and students academically, but also with skills.
The children did the conduit, the electrical club, they did the conduit, and they're even asking for the wire to electrify the place. or so many things they repair in this school, we don't even, they're already learning it. In the hostels now, many of my students that are in university all over the world, they are working, they are having these skills. It's a complete thing. And every 1.5 hour, every Friday, we are on it. You come here, you see, the one the teachers cannot do, we employ artisans from outside. We pay them monthly. They become part of the staff room. They come once in a week, and we are on with it. Like my phone has issue now, I'm taking it to the GSM to fix it. Laptops, they fix it here. So what can be more than a ministry? It's a ministry. I've even eaten their buns today. I've drank their zobo. I'm wearing the hairband. The dress they made for me from the club, I'm wearing it. So it's a complete thing. I'm a fulfilled person. I'm happy.
The director of the school, Mr. Graham Sunday Imudia, said the goal of the school is for any child who graduates from it to have one skill or another in order to help themselves in the future.
It's their choice either to learn more or to drop it. But our dream, our goal, that once they pass through this school, they should be able to learn the skill and continue. So we don't have a mechanism to going to follow them up. We know that in future, when they will realize what we are doing here in future, because we know people in the society who are finished school, they are looking for a job. For example, a child who has learned how to barb here now, for example, and the child finishes university in future and doesn't have a job. So the skill he or she has learned, he can go does the person up and start learning how to barb hair for people. They are making money. That's it.
A parent of some of the school children, Favor Flourish, would not hide her excitement for how the school has impacted the lives of pupils and students.
That's one of the favor I find in this school and the love in this school. I told the woman, say, Madam, take your children to Excellent Kiddies. In fact, I will personally carry you to meet the woman. What you are hearing outside about the school is lie. It's fake. The school is a school that is a passion. The woman has a ministry. The school is a ministry that God gives to this woman. So go to that school. Take your child there. You will get discount. And you'll be happy with what they are teaching your children. My son was given a word of this ambassador, which that was last 2 weeks. Where I brought him from, he was very dull in mathematics. But within 1 month, this child picked up.
Well, I will advise the school to keep up the good work and also try to do more, because I can see that the proprietress is doing a great job, because like she said in her speech earlier, she has started this initiative like 3 years before now, and it is now they are putting it in the curriculum. She's ahead of time, and I'm happy for that. So I will advise her to also always think outside the box, always, so that the children, the kids can get more knowledge. That's my advice for them.
High point of the event was the showcasing of some of the products produced by the children.
Now in business, the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has pointed stronger alignment between the fiscal and monetary policy as crucial to maintaining a sustainable growth and development of the nation, affirming positive results from its ongoing reform and enhanced media engagement. CBN Director of Corporate Services, Mrs. Usoro in Lagos, disclosed that the coordinated policy actions introduced by the Olayemi Cardoso-led management over the last 2 years is yielding tangible improvements across key economic indicators, from the severe strain with soaring inflation, volatility of the naira, depleted external reserves, and a backlog of foreign exchange conditions that threaten financial system stability. Represented by the bank's Acting Director of Corporate Communications Department, Ms. Hakamasi Dadi, the CBN Director reiterated that a well-sequenced compliance-driven measures by the bank, like orthodox monetary tightening, stronger corporate governance, and the ongoing bank recapitalization exercise, which aligns with the federal government's broader reform agenda, is key. According to her, the results are becoming evident, with the inflation rate easing to 16.05%, the exchange rate stabilizing below 1,500 naira per dollar with minimal volatility, and with external reserves reaching above $46 billion, providing more than 10 months of import cover. While underscoring the role of the media in shaping public understanding of reforms through effective communication that strengthens policy credibility and outcomes, Ms. Usoro emphasized that moderating inflation is supporting a gradual reduction in lending rates, while improved discipline in the foreign exchange market has boosted investor confidence. Now, still on business, the National Insurance Commission, NICOM, in partnership with leading developmental organizations, have formally announced the commencement of the Inclusive Insurance Innovation Challenge, Nigeria 2025, designed to serve as a transformational platform for developing innovative solutions that expand insurance coverage to underserved and excluded populations across the country. The head of innovation to the NICOM, Mr. Kenneth Aru, in a remark at the 2025 edition of the IIIC, reaffirmed the Commission's commitment to strengthen Nigeria's insurance ecosystem through innovation-driven interventions. The NICOM officer further outlined the key components of the program to include structured mentorship and coaching for participating teams, regulatory guidance to ensure compliance with standards, and advocacy aimed at promoting impactful and inclusive insurance solutions. While noting that the event is expected to scale up engagement and participation across the insurance and technology sectors, urged private sector stakeholders to join the collaborative effort as planning progresses. Accordingly, it seeks to accelerate the development of an inclusive insurance landscape in Nigeria and strengthen mechanisms that ensure no segment of the population is left without adequate risk protection. The 2025 edition is sponsored by Financial Sector Deepening Africa, hosted by the United Nations Development Programme and supported by NICOM and the National Health Insurance Authority. And that's the news. I'm Hadi CDC Radio. Thanks for watching.